Why, hello there, my fellow mobsters. Yes, we've got brand new details thanks to a new interview with Hangar 13's Andy Wilson. Hey guys, what's up? It's Robbie with Open World Games, and you know I love talking about Mafia 3. So we're going to dive straight into the news, but as always, you can use that video guide to skip ahead to the info you seek. But a lot of you are probably wondering about story. Will you, as a character, be able to go into the world and actually have direct influence on the story? Are there branching narrative paths in Mafia 3? Well, yes. So, this is dependent on who you assign certain districts. So, the story will warp accordingly. So, if you assign a district to, say, Vito, the story will be different if you assign that district to Cassandra. So this is what Andy Wilson had to say. He said, you'll actually assign them to lieutenants, and by doing so, you'll actually start to create friction. And that friction will lead to different narrative outcomes in the game. There will be certain consequences, and manage that friction and decide if you will invest in certain characters or not. Things are about to get very personal in the world of Mafia 3. I think a lot of us, okay, are going to be favoriting our main man, Vito. I'm going to be giving him every single business out there and pissing off a lot of families. You better believe it, because he is a character that, you know, I think a lot of us are going to be attached to. But I'm so curious to see the exact outcome to this game. And it begs the question, will we see multiple endings for this game? That part, okay, guys, has not been confirmed. That's pure speculation. But I would possibly expect something like that. Seems like they're going all out with this one. But, you know, the combat, a lot of you are wondering about the combat. There's something called systemic combat in Mafia 3. I'm sure you've heard that term for other open world games. But dependent on what you do in the world, crews and families will retaliate against you. We actually did see this in the short gameplay clips that we were given. I wish we were given more, but you saw one of the crews attack our main man, Lincoln Clay. It was actually a contract that actually had to fulfill and kill Clay Lincoln. So if you go into some of these businesses and you start killing people, there will be definite consequences. It seems like you just can't go out in the world and just kill willy-nilly in this game. You've got to be careful about what you're doing. And yes, Hollywood driving, as you know, is a big part of the Mafia 3 experience. So you'll be able to shoot from vehicles, and like sleeping dogs, which you guys know, I love my sleeping dogs, you will be able to target wheels, and by doing that, you'll be able to flip these cars end over end in a dramatic Hollywood fashion. I actually dig this. I do hope they do tweak those explosions, of course, where they're not so immediate. That's my only concern. Of course, cars do explode eventually, but they don't have to explode 1 second after going mid-air. You know what I mean? But what about those open world activities, those side activities? Now, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is doing something very similar to this. They are having it where the side activities branch and connect to the main narrative. Well, guess what? Mafia 3 is going for the exact same thing. I really dig this. The Godfather did this so good. Your whole progressive system was tied to the main story. Anything you did in the world was related to the mob. This is something that I'm so excited about. When I actually read this and heard about this, I was like, yes! This is actually what I always wanted for an open world game. I feel like a lot of open world games as of late have neglected this big time. So I think a lot of you are sitting there still disappointed going, oh, it's not that 1940s post-prohibition era that we are familiar with Mafia 2. Well, if you're wanting to know a little bit more information about the 1960s New Orleans feel, it's going to be based off the second half of Goodfellas and drug trafficking in Miami. So drugs will play a huge role, I believe, in a lot of the missions, the side activities, and the overall storytelling in Mafia 3. And the actual action itself is inspired by Bullet.
The way Frank Bullet's swinging, you know he's heading for a crash with that wall of official disapproval.
Which was a high-octane film, and it really did revolve around that car chase scene. So, there you guys have it. That is what you can expect for the story and the atmosphere. Guys, come on now. Goodfellas was a freaking epic film. I don't know why you would complain after hearing that sort of news. So I think they're definitely headed in the right direction. It's a little different from the 1940s era, but I think what they're going for is definitely still very much a Mafia tale. So again, what do you make of Mafia 3? Again, Take-Two is expecting this game to be huge. They're expecting to be as big as Borderlands and their other big franchises, which is very good news. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned here to Open World Games for more coverage of Mafia 3 and open world gaming goodness. Cannot wait to join you guys in 1960s New Orleans. See you guys later.